In this short video, I'm going to discuss the pores protocol. First, select the count size ribbon. Then, press the protocols button. The pores analysis protocol is located in the materials group. Simply scroll down to the pores and press the load button. Each protocol includes a demo image set. Simply select the reset dropdown, load demo, and open demo image will be checked. Next, press the sync button. This will read in the active image name or the individual channels if it's a multi-channel image. In this case, it's a monochrome image. The pores protocol includes a calibrate section, which right now is set to current, which means it is reading in the current image calibration. If the image was not calibrated and you had set up a set of calibrations, you could select that from this drop-down. And next, we've included a region of interest section, which allows you to define a region of interest to analyze. Or in this case, since calibration bar is included with this image, which we like to ignore during the analysis, we can simply press the ROI button, activate the image, and simply draw across the whole image. There we go. Press the OK button when done. Make sure the interactive feature is turned on. This will allow us to go through the protocol step by step and to test our settings. Press the next step button. In this case, this is the segmentation step for defining our pores. Currently, we're using smart segmentation. Since the protocol is already set up for the demo image, the segmentation is good. If working with your own images and you need to adjust segmentation, in smart segmentation, we can draw more reference objects or additional backgrounds. If that does not improve the segmentation, you can press the clear button and draw a new reference object. In addition, if the protocol is not really set up or amenable to your particular sample, you can press reset, then press the all button, and then draw new reference objects for your particular sample. Just as a way of showing how this behaves, I'm going to press clear. It's knocked out the segmentation. I'm going to simply go in, draw a new reference object, being very discreet, draw some new backgrounds, and that's pretty good. Press OK when done. In this case, we have a few segmentation options. One point to note is when you're adjusting the segmentation options, press the apply button, which will become active when you make those changes, to see the effects of those changes. In this case, we can gate out small objects or large objects for that matter. In this case, it's set to area. And you can use any of these particular protocol parameters to filter out what you don't want to measure. Maybe there's some noise, some background, some particulate matter that's not a pore. If you can gate that out, this is the tool you would use. Again, simply adjust the histogram sliders and press OK when done. In addition, if you like to count whole intact particles, we have a clean borders option, which is currently set to all. As you can see, we're not measuring this particular pore because it's cut by the edge of the image in the region of interest. Fill holes. This is turned on, so if there's a pore that's segmented and there's some gaps there, it will fill that. Object splitting is turned on to boundary, and this again, we can adjust this. Now that I've changed the option, you notice the apply button is active. I can press. And zooming in, that's working pretty well. I could leave that or set that back to boundary. If I want to make that change back to the original, I can press the apply button. Reference size is a feature where if you have clusters of objects, in this case clusters of pores, and they really can't be split up to individual pores, what this will allow us to do, I'll just press this for a second. This will allow us to set a cluster. You will tell it in the next step how many pores would be in there, and then it would give a relative count of the pores. In this case, we don't need that for this particular protocols because the pores are separated. I'm going to press cancel. Again, we can set up a classification step if we want to put these into different size ranges. Next, I'll press the next step button to continue. In this case, a couple of things. We have a couple different data displays for the pores analysis. Here's the data table. Again, the snapshot, how many pores, estimated pore count, and the area. In addition, we have a heat map. So if I do a batch process and do it on multiple images, for each image, I can get a pore count for each image, or in this case, I can adjust the heat map to display a different information or diameter. In this case, we do have diameter, so I could display the average diameter for each image that I've analyzed. This final step, the results, will be subject of an additional video about how to adjust and set this up for a protocol if you'd like to make changes. When I'm done, I can press the Finish button. At this point, if I have additional images open, I could simply make that image active, stay in the air active, and press Next Step, or I could, using the drop-down, run on current location, which will automatically process that image and just add that to the data table. If I like to do batch processing, one of the feature protocols is batch processing, in that I can set this up to process a folder of images or subfolder where I can select Run Batch, point to that folder of images. In this case, it's already pointing to the pores images demo data set. Select folder, and then I can process selection. When I press process selection, it'll automatically batch process those. It will clear out the data collector table so you don't double count. And then I can look at each of these. Again, so for each image is now giving me that count. One nice feature in the data collector table is I can press that image and it'll actually bring up that image with the overlay so I can review my data and my analysis. At this point, the analysis is complete and I can export the data.